been a lot of hoo-ha recently on Facebook about Big Sur. When I first saw the status, I thought, well, what's Big Sur? And then I did some research and found out it is indeed the new Apple operating system. And they've called it OS 11, as if it's some sort of leap into sort of a brave new world. Well, as a musician, it certainly isn't, because I've seen lots and lots of people online who are having problems. Oh, my plugins have stopped working, my this has stopped working. Well, there's no surprise there. Now, we've been here before. When there's a release of a new operating system, the plugin companies are going, oh, okay. And they're having to spend millions of dollars on research to actually make their products work with these systems. Yeah, so it's basically a game of cat and mouse. So I'm basically an advocate. I love Apple products. I've had an Apple computer since 2003. Well, actually, that one died in 2010, but its replacement is still going 10 years later. I also have this. This is my laptop computer. This is a 2007 MacBook, and as you can see, I've got Logic Pro 7 open. Now, when I press play on this, it plays back 16 tracks of audio with all the plugins that I just want, you know, compressors or reverbs or phasers or whatever it is I want, because I'm using Logic stock plugins there. I've got a few plugins on this that are third party, but it still works fine. Why? Well, it's still got its original operating system. And I tell people this, I say I've still got 10.4.11, which is, and they go, it's still on snow leopard. They're still running that. The very fact is that it is running 24-bit files, and it's running 16 of them at the same time with plugins. That's what most of us would want. Think of this as an analogy. I've got a Morris Minor. For those in America, it's a British car produced from 1948 to 71. Quite a few of them still left on the road. Now, let's say I take that to the garage. I take it to a Morris dealer, and they say, oh yes, by the way, it'll be updated tonight as well. You think, what? Really? So you go back next morning, pick up your car, and it's suddenly got an engine management system on it, and emission control and all of that sort of thing, and it's got air conditioning as well. And you think, oh, okay, and you turn the key, and half a mile down the road, the engine management light comes on. Of course, the engine is putting out many more pollutants than modern cars do, and therefore the emission control system has gone, oh, no, you can't, and it puts it into limp mode. Not only that, of course, the air conditioning system is an extra pulley on the engine, and a 948cc engine can't really drive a modern air conditioning unit without major problems. But you're stuck with it. You get home, you think, well, I can't take it off. You've got to take it back to the garage, and then they've got to take it off. Now, the difference being, of course, when you upgrade on an Apple computer, it's very, very hard to go back a stage to actually install a previous version of software. I think you can do it. I mean, to be honest, I haven't really done my research into that. But it's a pain in the neck. And you have to reinstall all your plugins, and you think, why didn't I just stick with this in the first place? Why don't I just, as a musician, we're here to make music. That's our job. And fair enough, you can get some really nice Steinway Model D sampled grand pianos, perhaps on a new operating system. But there'll be a Bosendorfer somewhere else, and there'll be a 9-foot Yamaha grand piano somewhere else, and there'll be the drum kit from somewhere else. You can even use the sampler. Now, that's a very underused plugin on Logic, is the sampler, the EXS24. It's hugely powerful, and you can do your own musical instruments using that. But of course, people who want something to work out of the box, which is what Apple users generally want. There's a difference. There's also with Apple stuff. It's like buying, a new Mercedes estate, and it's all leather and air conditioning, and it's all very nice. But if it goes wrong, you're in a bit of trouble. You've got to take it to a Mercedes dealer. That's really, for me, what an Apple computer is. So it's a very nice thing to own, and a nice thing, a nice reliable thing to own. But then if you're the PC owner, maybe you've got, I don't know, a 10 or 15-year-old performance car, and you're a good mechanic, and you know how to get every last brake horsepower out of the thing, and then it runs fine. That's a bit like what a PC is, because it's, you know, with PCs, it's all modular. It's bits and pieces, and you can change one bit with respect to another. You can do all of that, and actually a well set up PC, will easily outpace anything that Apple produce. But as musicians, we want to open up the computer or power it on at the back, and it just works. So my advice to with this Big Sur thing, I mean, the name sounds a bit daft to me. I mean, I think, yeah, Catalina or Mojave, or just got a bit more of a ring to it. Big Sur just sounds like it's a white elephant. I hope it won't be a white elephant, but just wait for a while until all of the manufacturers of your third-party plugins have caught up, and then you might have half a chance of actually using them. Then again, thinking back to the Morris Minor story, why would you upgrade if you want to keep using the plugins that you spent lots of money on and a computer that you spent lots of money on? Why would you do it?